Hey guys, just because in honor of this super cute makeup table, I have decided to do a little makeup tutorial for you. I got a heap of comments on one of my birthday posts on Instagram about my makeup look, so I thought I would film it for you because I'm going to repeat it tonight. Let's go. What up? Okay, so I've managed to set this up really well considering I don't have everything with me because I have just come straight from Melbourne to LA. So I've got a bunch of my makeup in here, but then all my brushes and like essentials out here. All right, cool. So face is fresh. I have recently been wearing this moisturizer, the Tatcha one. Super hydrating, just like when I'm going out and stuff, because it's really nice under makeup. It's like super dewy, super hydrating, and just, yeah, feels really nice on the skin. I wore this on the plane a lot to really like hydrate, almost wearing it like a mask. So that was great. My next little trick is I put some SPF on. This is the Bondi Sands Face Hydra. I put this on sometimes like at nighttime. I always do it before a primer because it gives such a nice sheen. Super dewy. Again, I just really like the look of sunscreen under makeup. And it's funny, like some mornings I don't even put sunscreen on if I know that. Let me just check that down light one sec. I don't like down light when I'm doing my makeup. Okay, so yeah, I actually don't always wear SPF in the daytime if I know that I'm going to be indoors all day, because I just don't really see the point. I like to keep as minimal products on my skin as I can, but if I know that I'm going to be outdoors at all, then I'll put SPF on in the morning. So I'm all about prep. I've got to prep the skin really well. So now that it's all like dewy and nice underneath, I want to put on some primer. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Youth Glow, but primer is super dependent on what skin type you have. So I like going in store and just like getting them to recommend a few things. I get a really oily T-zone, so I need a primer that's gonna like keep it dewy but hold the oil away from coming out. So anyway, that one's been quite good for me. And then I go in with foundation. So I am using a couple different ones at the moment, and I kind of like mixing different foundations. So my absolute favorite one for going out is the Ellis Fast. So this is shade 104. This is a little bit dark for me, which is why I mix it with something a bit lighter, like this NARS tinted moisturizer, which I wear on the daily anyway. But if I was just to wear this alone, number 3 would be my shade. But it just has the most amazing coverage, and it is so dewy, and it's just so lush on the skin and so nice. So I'm mixing the NARS and the Ellis Fast on my hand together, and then I get a foundation brush, mix them in together, and on it goes. So a little trick I learned is always start from the cheekbone and go outwards, because you're gonna get the bulk of the foundation on the first streak. So you want it to like start in the bulkiest part of your face and then like brush out and then blend. And don't forget the neck, go all the way down, because that's like a big no-no. And then I'll go in with some more. Okay, now if you want to like really layer it up and get like long lasting thick coverage, which I feel like tonight because I'm going out for dinner, I get, just trying to find all my brushes. I must have to use a different one. I'm using the Veil Hourglass translucent setting powder. So this one is great for if you have oily skin like me, but this is going to help to like really set it. And then what I might do is go in with another, oh, there's hair on the brush, there it goes everywhere, go in with another layer of foundation, and that's gonna like really layer it up and really hold it for the whole night, especially in LA because it's really hot at the moment. And then I'm gonna go in again with another layer. I could even use a smaller brush this time just to like really get into the areas that I want it to have more coverage. Then I'm going to use my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is the concealer that everyone uses. So I've got a few little blemishes around my jawline, hormonal breakouts. So I'm just going to lay that all on. And I also like to do a little bit down the nose bridge because that is going to create a more narrowing effect. Then I get my beauty blender. Just gonna go wet it a little bit, one sec. Okay, and then for the heavier blemishes, I use my NARS Fleet Concealer Corrector. Anyway, the NARS Pot, that one, which y'all probably know about. And I just use my finger to dab that one on in the areas that need a bit more coverage. And then again, I'm going to set it with my Veil translucent setting powder. You kind of always want to set concealer because you don't want it to be like flaking or cracking on the areas that you're supposed to be hiding. So it's kind of essential that you are setting it with a powder every time. Nice. And honestly, this is like probably my favorite part. I don't know why. I just really get a lot of satisfaction out of really good base. You know, it's like a good blank canvas ready to do whatever you want now. So next I'll probably do my eyes. So at the moment I'm using the Morphe palette. This one is called the, honestly couldn't tell you, don't know, but it's like more of the ready tones. Let me show you. So you can see in here, browns, reds, like you can't go wrong with this palette. So what I'm gonna do is, this is Unclogged Lip Rescue. I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on my lips to hydrate them while I am getting ready. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be using my rude finger. That's better. So next I'm gonna do my eyes. This is the Hourglass Veil Eye Primer. This is really great for anyone who's putting eyeshadow on, but I feel like especially with my lids, because they're so little, like eyeliner and eyeshadow always transfers upwards. So you just need like a little bit like that, and you just dab it on with your finger and blend it in. It's just gonna help set the shadow. I also have this Hourglass palette that I was sent recently, which is all their new like eyeshadows. And what I love is that it's all like interchangeable, whatever colors you want, and they're all like refillable. So the whole like packaging is like super environmentally friendly, which is awesome. And they have really good pigment, so they're really nice too. But I'm gonna start with the Morphe palette. I've got just some Morphe brushes. I'm starting with a big one, and I'm going in with like one of the lighter colors, probably a little bit of this white one, and just doing like a loose brush around the whole eye. And then I'm going in with this slightly darker one, and I'm just like with every brush starting outwards and going in, so that slowly the colors are layering up from the outside inwards, and then never going again too far back into the center of the eye, because I want it to fade out to be darker, if that makes sense. I was also taught recently to not pull the shadow down. You want to pull the shadow like outwards. My beautiful friend Heidi taught me that, because she's a great makeup artist in Melbourne, and I get my makeup done so much that I kind of just stopped paying attention to all the little intricacies of it over the years. And then I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. I'm gonna do something like this one. I just kind of wing it with what brushes I use. I just figure it out as I go. I kind of make it up. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Some people use their fingers, like whatever works for you. I'm gonna go in something like a little bit, let me just make sure the brush has nothing on it, a little bit more orange, and I'm gonna go a little bit underneath and a little bit around, kind of like highlighting the eyeliner. I always used to like be really cautious about putting eyeshadow on. Like I'll go in really gently, and then I've really learned that you've just got to commit. You've just got to like bang it all on, and it actually looks tenfold better when you just don't hold back. And what I want to do the whole time along is get one of my like blending brushes and just make sure that it's all continuously being blended into one another, all the different shades. Then I'm going to go in with an even darker orangey red color, probably this one, and just do the same from here and do it around the corner of the eye, the edge of the eye. And again underneath, just to like drag it all in together. And then I want to add a little bit of shimmer. So maybe a little bit of gold in the corner and some of the reddy browny ones. You can always like get a color and like test it on your hand first to make sure you don't hate it. So I've just got on this Fenty eyeliner. This one is a pencil one, which I really wanted because I wanted to kind of like smudge it in. So you can see it's like quite small, good smudge size. And then I'm gonna go top of eyelid and bottom. And after I've loosely drawn it on, I'm gonna blend it in with a brush. Cool, and then I'm gonna get another brush that has a point on it. This one's got a good little that corner thing on it. You can see I'm just kind of mudging pencil around. Do you think it's so weird how like when girls put mascara or eyeliner on and they like open their mouth? Like, why do we do that? Like that? I actually didn't mean to do that one. Why do we do that? Now this is my favorite little trick that I learned recently on YouTube to create that real cat eye look. So what I want to do is put a little bit of eyeliner in the corner of my eye and kind of like pull it down. And then just go in again with that pointy brush. And it just kind of creates that really subtle like cat look. Hey Baba.
Hello my little girl.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. My makeup and I feel like we're gonna be late for dinner.
Already?
Well yeah, because I have a meeting at 5:30. And I don't know, you know, just things to do before leaving. See how cool does that look? That's my favorite new little trick.
What is it?
I'm not talking to you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna curl my lashes now. Excuse me, I'm changing my video. Get out of here. People don't need to see your ass. Okay, that stopped recording for some reason. And I don't know when it stopped. So anyway, let's just backtrack. What mascaras am I using? The first mascara that I'm using right now, this is just Ulta 3. I also have an MCO Beauty one, or I have a couple just from like the supermarket. And I find these are really good for just like day looks. They're cheap and they just do the job. They feather your lashes out, really light, natural, and I really like that vibe for just daytime fresh. But sometimes I'll start my nighttime look with those mascaras just to create that like space between my lashes and that really nice like feathered look before I go in with something heavier. Okay, and then like I had a few questions about what mascaras I was using in a few of my birthday looks that I posted this week on Instagram. So I use a couple for nighttime. I've been using the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara for ages. but I got a sample of the NARS Climax, and this has been like really good. I've been loving this one. So I've actually been using both. So technically that means I'm wearing 3 different mascaras tonight. So I'm gonna go in with the Better Than Sex mascara first. We're doing the lip thing again. Okay, so that was the Better Than Sex. So you can see like quite thick and lovely. I really like this mascara. I love having really big statement lashes when I go out. But the NARS Climax is just a sample one, but you can see how like chunky the brush is, and it just adds like a whole nother element of depth. Then I use the Bobbi Brown foundation stick in shade Warm Almond, and this is going to be for contouring. So this you can go to town if you want. I also use my finger and I do a little bit down the edge of the bridge of my nose. So we're really getting that chiseled nose bridge. We get foundation brush and we blend. Now you do want to avoid getting it in the hairline, but I might use a smaller brush for that. And then I just like to do a little bit down here because I don't like for this area to not be blended, because that looks really shithouse if I'm completely honest with you when you forget to do that. And once I put my dress on, I might like do a little bit of foundation down here as well. Just a little bit more. Then I'm gonna go in with the Mecca Max Off Duty Blush Stick, and I'm gonna do exactly the same thing, but just lower, just here, like that, and blend that in a little bit. Okay, cool, we're almost done. Let me just text these people and say I'm running late. 5 late, just for you guys. Okay, brows. So at the moment, I was sent a collection of the new Benefit brow stuff, and I'm really vibing what they've given me. They've given me a few different tools, but I'm gonna use the Pomade Brow Pomade, whatever that is. So this is like a little tub, and I've got a little brush to go with it. It's quite like thick, the consistency, but it actually blends like really nicely on the brow, and it's like heavy duty, so it stays, and you can just create a really painted nice look with it. So I'm just going to paint my brow on and flip the brush and give it a little brush up. I just like, for something that's like so thick, it just blends really nicely. Then I'm gonna go in with their 24-hour brow setter, and I'm gonna brush my brows right up. How good's that looking? Vibing. And then lastly, we're gonna do some lips. So I am in dire need of some new lip pencil. This one is the Charlotte Tilbury, I think Pillow Talk. I'm not gonna wear lipstick tonight because again I just want something a little more natural, but this is the Mecca Max Cool It lip gloss, which I am really loving at the moment. Cool. Now normally on a normal day I would put on some illuminator, but I think I left it in Melbourne, so we're gonna have to skip that part for today. So I feel like I'm done. I hope I haven't forgotten anything for you guys, but there we go. If you're like for an amateur, it's kind of good. I'll go into some different lights so I can show you guys properly. Here we go.